Yep. Yep. That didn't work out at all, did it? Last week at about this time, I stood here and I told you about all the great things we were going to do on Sunday morning. I had lessons planned. I was ready to go. I thought things were going to be a lot of fun. And then later that night, I got sick. Now, I don't get sick really bad really often. I get head colds once in a while, and I'm often not feeling great. But I don't get sick to the point where I have to stop very often. But Thursday night, I started running a high fever, and I just slept for like 2 days. I was just done, just wiped right out. And so, for only the second time in 32 years, I had to call in on Sunday and say, I can't be there. I've preached lots of times when I haven't felt well, but I wasn't able to do that on Sunday. So I want to say thank you to those who stepped up and filled in for me in various different ways, whether that was on Sunday morning or at other times. Thank you for letting me be sick, and thank you for covering things that I normally do. I'm feeling better. I would say I'm at about 63% right now. I don't have a lot of energy, but I expect by Sunday I will. And so I am excited once again to present the lessons that I was going to present this coming Sunday. The good news here is, though, I think, you know how sometimes food tastes better the next day? You make a bowl of chili and it's okay, but the next day it tastes better. I'm thinking these lessons will be better because I've had another week to sit and run around in my brain for a while. So let me remind you again that we are doing a series in December called Peace on Earth. In Philippians chapter 4, the Apostle Paul has 3 paragraphs where he talks about peace in various different aspects and in various different ways. This week's lesson is called Peace on Earth, Experiencing Christ's Blessings in Our Thoughts. And it's from verses 4 through 7 of Philippians 4. And I really do think we need to get our thinking right. If we don't get our thinking right, then nothing else works out. We won't act in the right way. We won't respond in the right way. We've got to think properly first. And the Apostle Paul has a surprising message about how to get our thinking straightened out. His message and his answer is actually the opposite of what we often preach from this passage. I think we get this passage backwards sometimes. Peace on earth, experiencing blessings in our thoughts. That's what we need to talk about on Sunday morning, and so I'll encourage you to think about that some. Then in terms of Bible study, as I said last week, we are still in 1 Samuel. We are in chapters 29 and 30, 2 kind of short chapters. 2 more chapters talking about David before we get the final chapter of the book, which is the end of Saul's life. David has one more opportunity to show why he's going to be the next king, and it's because he's consistent. He consistently trusts God. He consistently does the right thing. He consistently looks after other people. He does the things God would ask him to do, and he sees things the way God would want him to see them. And so those sorts of lessons will be very good for us, but there's one other lesson in there, and that's this. We don't always know what's good for us. Sort of like little kids, we sometimes want something that isn't good for us, and we don't want to do the things that would be good for us. And this is one of those cases. As chapter 29 opens, something bad happens, or at least David thinks it's bad, but it actually turns out to be for his good. And I just want to remind you sometimes that our vision is too limited to know what is really good or bad a lot of the times until we've been with it for a while, gone through with it for a while, walked with it for a while. Then we can make some better decisions, but sometimes we just don't have enough information. 1 Samuel 29 and 30, the lesson is called Trouble Can Be a Blessing. And David's going to take his trouble, and because he trusts God, it's going to turn out to be a good thing. That's one of the lessons we're going to learn from this passage. So just go read both of those chapters. That'd be great. Again, I've had lots of people telling me that they really enjoyed noon lunches. Again, noon lunches are supposed to be really simple. Bring sandwiches, soup, desserts, things like that. Easy stuff. The important part isn't how fancy the food is. The important part is that we get to stay and visit together. So Please bring enough for your own family, one other family, so that we can invite people to stay and we've got lots to share. That would be great. I missed church for only the second time in 32 years last week, so I expect that I'm going to be there this week, though, again, who knows, right? But I'm looking forward to being there this Sunday. I hope you are too. We'll see you there.